Hello everyone, and let us learn about why world maps are wrong. So, for around 2 3 years, I've not been posting on this channel. So, let's start with something interesting. So, take a moment and think about world maps. What comes up to your mind? It might be a map like this. This is the most famous projection of all the world maps, which is the Mercator projection. And it is so famous that is also being used in the Google Maps and so in the textbooks as well. It is famous because straight lines intersecting at perfect right angles, and it is easy to fit on a page which is a two-dimensional surface. But what if I tell you this projection is wrong? It fails to show the true size of the countries. Anything that is on the north is huge, and anything that is down south is huge as well. But anything that lies on the equator, which might be the true size of the countries, appears to be small, and it gives a wrong perception of the world map. Maybe that is why some people are, running towards Greenland. Maybe they think that Greenland is huge in size in comparison to the whole world, which is not. So let's talk about this. Why is it so? The problem with Greenland is so significant that there's a term for it. It's called the Greenland problem. In fact, Greenland is only 1/14th, or I can say Africa is 14 times greater than Greenland. Greenland is so small in comparison to the Africa that it is equivalent to the size of Democratic Republic of Congo, which is one of the countries in Africa. India is also huge when it is spanned to the true size. It almost spans across the whole of the West Europe. You can have a look at these images through the truesize.com. It's a very interesting website which lets you play with the different sizes of the countries. So how did we end up with a map that gets something so basic so wrong? For that, we have to go back in time, around 150 AD in Greece. Ptolemy introduced the idea of mapping world using latitudes and longitudes. Using these ideas, we were able to successfully project a spherical globe on a rectangular surface. The countries were familiar in their outlines, and though the size was distorted, but it became an instant hit through the Mercator projections. So, what's the problem with the Mercator projection? The Mercator projection problem is that when we map two places on a globe, it is a curved path and it is a part of great circle. When projected on a rectangular map, these lines show a curved path, and this was a problem which was solved by Gradus Mercator, after whom the Mercator projection is named. In 1565, he made a map in which the curved path appeared straight lines, hence the Mercator projection. It was an instant hit for all the navigation that was done using maps, because the sailors did not have to follow a curved path, they just had to follow straight line for getting from point A to point B. Some other famous projections are the Peters projection, which shows the true size of Africa. Finally, Africa looks huge in comparison to the Europe and North America. South America is expanded as well. Europe becomes smaller in comparison to other continents, and the only trade-off here is that it is very long, elongated along the y-axis, and the shapes look very distorted and unfamiliar. One more famous projection is the Mollweed projection. It preserves the area while spreading distortions. It is used for climate maps and population and data visualization maps as well. So that was it. We still use Mercator projection to a very large extent, and because it is very convenient and it is followed worldwide, we have to understand that a spherical surface cannot be projected on a rectangular surface. It is not possible. That is why the best projection that is out there is the Mercator projection, and it became very popular as well. For a very long time, I thought that it was because Mercator was from Europe, and being an early cartographer, he developed a map which showed that Europe was mighty and big. But I was wrong about it. It is done just because to make sure that the projections are familiar when the three-dimensional spherical or the spherical globe is projected on a two-dimensional rectangle. So yes, that was it. I just wanted to getting to start with making videos on the channel. If you like this video, please subscribe and share.